and welcome to JoeyFaux for Malifaux Monday, and today I'm going to do my first battle report. See how that goes. I'm going to just talk a little bit briefly about what happened in the game, what the outcome was, and then what I learnt. So I'm going to do this every time I do a battle report of what happened, what the outcome was, and then what I have learnt from today, and seek out new things to focus on. Okay, so what we did was some fairly basic stuff. We kept it fairly simple just for educational purposes for me, really. So we didn't do anything fancy like pick different crews or mess around with it. We played a shared slaughter. We didn't have any schemes, and we did flip for deployment, so it was corner to corner, the same as my last demo for gameplay, which was fine. I knew what was going on with that pretty well. So yeah, that's where we started off. It's my Rasputina crew versus Zoraida, and what I know from that is that she has a weird model. I'll try to find a picture, but it's very much grim. But her avatar, I think, is really cool looking. But she did some nasty things, and that affected me greatly at certain points. But I think I did pretty well with Rasputina because I think I've said this before with Warhammer Fantasy, I'm a bit of a defensive player, so I want to keep everything that I have that is I view worth, like expensive or precious to me, like Morgan Freeman, or in this case Rasputina, and I don't want to get them into battle on the off chance that they might lose it. So I tried to get her in there but still stay back a bit. So I'll talk you through what I did with that anyway. And yeah, so that's what we've got so far. No schemes, diagonal setup, corner to corner, and shared slaughter. Zoraida versus Rasputina. So we've got a hand, and what I didn't realise before is that Rasputina has Arcane Reservoir, so I get 7 cards instead of 6 in my hand, which is helpful. We flip, I go first, and yeah, I pretty much just deploy my stuff and he does his. It's all very uneventful at the beginning, but it gets fairly interesting around turn 3. So in turn 1, nothing of interest really happens apart from some movement, and it's all very slow initially, as most games are, trying to get to each other across the board. Since we're doing a shared slaughter, it's kill as much stuff as you can, and that's who wins it. So yeah, most of my stuff is pretty offensive, in the sense that I'm not a defense kind of a crew. And yeah, just I move 2, so mostly, well, you get 2 actions, so you can either walk double your distance, mine is 3, or a charge of 5, so I walk 6 with Rasputina, and that's pretty slow. Or you can walk 3 and do a spell, and you also, which I was not aware of, have spells that are 0 in brackets here, like this, 0. You can't see that. I'll try to take a photo. And it's 0, and you can do that without wasting any action. It's just like an automatic thing, but you have to declare that you're doing it. It doesn't just happen. You have to say, I'm doing Biting Chill in my case, and you cast it on yourself, and that's what's happening. But it's useful to look at your cards and think, why is this different to the others? The brackets 1 is the action that it costs. So the 0 one is pretty much a freebie, but you have to say that you're doing it. So that was good to know, and I think made me a little bit more durable at times than I needed it to. So yeah, that's pretty much what we did. Apart from he had Zoraida, I think summoned a conduit and did some voodoo stuff on my gamin, who caused 3 wounds to Rasputina. I was mad. Mostly, not at Rob, my opponent, but at the fact that Gamin caused 3 wounds to Rasputina. So I was thinking about this earlier, of she has 10 wounds, and 10 wounds to me in Warhammer Fantasy mind it's a lot of wounds to get through, but it isn't really, because you've either got the damage moderate, severe, or crap, basically, and then it's for Rasputina 2, 2 or 3, so 3 for severe. If you roll you get like a 10 or more. And that's cool, that's awesome, but that's 3 wounds just gone. And it really doesn't, you know, take that much to do. So it may say 10 wounds, but she's quite easy to kill off. So yeah, that 3 wounds down is Rasputina. So I'm a little bit nervous about it. He's also got a Juju, some annoying swamp creature that once you kill it comes back again but with half of its wounds, and keeps doing that pretty much. And yeah, that was strange, but he popped up quite close to me and can pop up anywhere on the board, and made me pretty edgy. So yeah, I was trying to move my models away in the second turn, away from that guy who was popped up behind a building, but it wasn't too bad.
Back, Juju he's called, and I will charge your gammon, hopefully. So range is 7.
Yeah.
Yep. And you don't have to get into base contact to charge in this game, you just have to get into your melee range. So his melee range is 2, so effectively his charge range is 9.
Well, from the size of his legs alone, he looks like a badass, so I'm nervous about this.
So, from this battle, I'm pretty much predominantly talking about what I've got and what I've done rather than the models that he's got and what he's done. Just so you can see where I'm at and the mistakes that I make, so I don't know all of the model names, for example. But he has 3 lizardy guys, or swamp men, that are fish orientated. They come in 3s, and they make their way pretty swiftly across the board, right next to Rasputina. Juju guy is also very near my gammon, who are more to the side, and yeah, pretty edgy. So I decide to use Rasputina first and cast some spells, because I don't want to get into charge action, because to be honest, she's not really as good. She's a bit more spell orientated. So I do my biting chill, so I get damage to this spell. Triggers overpower, and overpower after damaging defender with a spell immediately cast the same spell targeting the defender. So with having biting chill and overpower, I use December's curse. So it's a range of 14, and they do resisting of the defense, and yeah, it's good. I do moderate. I do moderate on it, so I kill one guy straight off the bat. I get overpower and get to do it again, and get another. I get a 5, which is 2 explosions. So I kill both of his fish dudes, which was awesome. So Rasputina has pretty much annihilated all of these guys. I then have some issues with Juju and some gammon, and a gammon kills Rasputina. My own gammon. Betrayal. And I'll tell you which gammon it was. It was Jazz Dance over here. We're not on speaking terms. I don't care how mind controlled you are. You just killed Rasputina. It's unacceptable. So for the rest of the turns, my golem moves up the board, and the Juju dies by 2 of the gammon, who kill him off completely in turn 3, and then the Juju in the next turn comes back alive and has a battle with my golem and dies, but later. So I don't think I get any more points for killing him twice, but just because he's come alive again, it still counts for the points of killing him in the first place. So once he's back, I haven't lost those points. I then basically just do a back and forth between Zoraida and her voodoo powers, moving my gammon, my last remaining gammon, back and forth across the board. So I still have Golem and gammon left, one gammon left, and Rob's got Zoraida. I kill the conduit, and the Juju's pretty much gone. So point-wise, we work it all out, and we get a draw. That's fine. That's pretty good for me. And I'm impressed. I'm impressed that I did some new stuff, and I ask a lot of questions throughout the battle just to make sure that I'm going the right way about it. Deployment and moving, I'm still very unsure of, as whether I should be staying back, staying out of sight, and yeah. So it's all learning. But for a draw. And Rob was the guy in my last WGConsortium tournament video who won the tournament, so I was extra proud of myself. Thank you. So yeah, it was fun. So now we shall do what I learnt. Number 1 important thing that I have learnt. The 0 brackets action, that it doesn't cost you anything to do, but you just have to declare it. Read through your cards fully of what has this if they do, and what it does, and when it benefits you, because I could cast this right off the bat, but it's not always beneficial to me to do so. I might want to wait until my second turn once I've done a movement, for example, because one of them on my gammon is a pulse, so I might want to move my 4 inches and then do this, so other models are in range. So it's important to know what they are and when to do them. So that's my what I learned number 1. What I learned number 2 is that this guy is not my friend. Number 3, when you buy a pack of cards, they are in order and not shuffled and require immense shuffling power. And it's better to do like this, not like this. Not successful. Like this. And also, these are a lot easier to shuffle without the plastic cases on. So annoying. Number 4, these get dirtier without the plastic cases on. Number 5, just because something has a lot of wounds doesn't mean it's very difficult to kill. At all. Never underestimate a member of your crew. Even the gammon. If in doubt, spend ages and ages researching it. And even if you ask your opponent to see what he thinks of it, or she, make sure you double check the rules if you're even a little bit concerned that you might be wrong. And that is what I learnt in my WGConsortium game. I hope to do some more playing pretty soon and keep in the swing of things, so so it's fresh in my mind, and what I've learnt today I will be able to put into action in my next game. So let me know what you think. I've found my cable, so you should have some clips of fast forward gaming and my back, mostly. It wasn't very well thought out, I just put it somewhere and played the game. Because I didn't want to stop every 5 minutes to illustrate what was going on. That way you can see what the game consists of, and yeah, it was fun to do. Any questions, any input, any thought on Rasputina, any thought on Zoraida and how to defeat, and how I could have made my draw into a win, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, like if you like this, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.
Yeah, normally, it's where line of sight comes into it.